Hello again and welcome to another episode of the Franchise Everything podcast, where we talk about everything and anything franchising. And today I'm actually down in Sydney at a Plumbing Bros franchise owner's office, and we've got another one here, William Cox, who's now William, you own the Central Coast and Newcastle franchise territory. Is that correct?
Yes, I do.
Excellent. And for those who don't know, what does Plumbing Bros do?
Mainly a maintenance based plumbing business.
Yep.
And specializing in all types of maintenance.
Yeah.
Schools, like for myself, schools contracts, prisons contracts, your real estate's a big focus for us, real estates.
Yep. Property managers, relationships with property managers, I think would be very strong.
Stuff.
Yeah.
And now also venturing into the private sector where there's more money.
Yeah.
So that's the target.
So what do you mean private sector?
So just residential, just general
homes? Yeah.
Moms and dads.
Are they harder to reach? Like harder to tap into that market?
Just because marketing, you got to spend big money. So you got to get onto Google Ads.
Google Ads,
clicks,
Meta, things like that.
And those are, from my understanding, the clicks are some of the most expensive.
Yes.
So
you've got to have that really performing very well, or so you can go through.
So we always target the easier ones, which are real estates.
Yep.
Because of the way the business is set up and the systems.
Yeah.
Are very much for the real estates because of the info and the reporting we do, and that's always the feedback we get. That's
your point of difference in a big way. Yeah. Because
a real estate, but the thing is, those real estate agents, because it's landlords and rental properties, they want cheap. Which is always that's
always a balance, is it? Sometimes some of those, in all industries, those customers generally are not,
but they want the service,
aren't the best to have. Yeah,
but we do get feedback where, because of our systems and our forms and stuff we provide, the real estate agents just want to pass the information to the landlord, not decipher what you're giving them, because they're not tradesmen.
Yes.
So it's very important, the way we've structured is that we can provide that reporting and they can just pass it on to the landlord, and
for them that's worth the extra margin that you would be on your business. And that
wins you the jobs. That wins you the clients because
you make it easy.
Yeah. It's just, they have it tough. It's one of the harder professions to be in. Anything where you're dealing with a landlord and a tenant.
Yeah, it's a bit of a juggle, wouldn't it be?
Yeah. Be a juggle. Be tough.
So we've jumped well and truly ahead there, but it was a good detailed answer. So now, by your accent, you're from South Africa originally, but now you're here, you own 2 territories in Plumbing Bros. So how did you start in plumbing, I assume, back in South Africa?
Well, I was in my early 20s, and really what happened was, the honesty is that I didn't know what I want to do.
Yep.
And my dad said to me at that stage, computers, plumbing, decide. And I was like,
that's what everyone's saying now, AI or plumbing, be a plumber.
And I was like, my dad's in IT his whole life, and I was like, it's not for me. Got into plumbing, and then started a business there. Was about 15 years in business. Then I've got a son. I just decided to bring him over here. I thought it was a better opportunity being here, raising him.
So before we go into that, what was I suppose we can jump ahead and back and forwards a little bit. What were the differences between being a plumber in South Africa to being one here?
The skill level.
Yeah.
People, bad culture of paying in South Africa. People that have money. So they, you struggle to pay.
So you're chasing bills even after you've done work.
And then with the government changing and the BE sort of stuff, it was tough to keep contracts. And then just safety. The big one for me was safety.
Yeah.
I just wanted my son to grow up somewhere else.
Yeah.
Have more opportunity. So got him here. He's excelled here. So it was the perfect move.
Yep.
But always wanted to start a business, and was always on the lookout while I was working for someone else, just making calls, speaking to different franchise groups that are around. Stumbled onto Plumbing Bros quite a few years ahead of when I actually bought in.
So you looked at it from afar for quite some time?
Yeah. Tried to convince the guy I was working for at that stage to take it on. He was
So he was a plumber or a plumbing
no,
business?
he wasn't a plumbing business, but he was winding down his business in Canberra.
Yep.
And I said to him, well, we've got the equipment. Let's just get into this, a 50-50 partnership. And then, but he wasn't interested.
Yeah.
Then I was offered a job by one of our competitors in Central Coast to do relining. Did that for a year. And then my son had moved out and then decided that's it. It's because what I did was I decided to, because business takes up so much of your time. I was a single parent. So it took up so much of your time. During the period I was raising him and he was in home, a job was a better option for me.
Yeah.
And then,
so that more stability in hours?
Yeah, stability and just spending time with him. So as soon as he left, I then got into and contact Plumbing Bros again, and that started the process. And yeah.
So you're telling me before we did this, we always have a bit of a chat beforehand. So when you came over from South Africa, you're a plumber in South Africa, and so not every person with a Plumbing Bros franchise is a licensed plumber.
No,
correct, right? So, but you are.
Yeah.
But you couldn't immediately do that from South Africa because of the correlation of the competencies or something. Did you say? Is that how you describe it?
And so when you come over, they give you journeyman.
They what? Sorry,
they give you a journeyman license.
Yes,
and then you've got.
What does journeyman mean?
That's sort of I think it's your certificate 3 plumber. So it's just before your licensed plumber.
Yes.
So you can't sign off on any. You got to work under a licensed plumber.
Okay.
So then I converted to licensed plumber.
Yep.
And just because this was the avenue I wanted to take, if it was Plumbing Bros or not, I was always going to do something in plumbing and need the license.
In your own business.
Yeah.
So what was when that certificate through that journeyman, what sort of stuff were you doing at that time, and how long were you operating like that as an employee?
I was just doing pipe bursting. So it wasn't, the plumbing side of it was where I needed my license was minor.
It wasn't necessary for that. Yeah.
No, they didn't need it in that business. I just did it out of my own because I knew where I was going, where I wanted to go.
Yeah, and what was the process to get qualified then over here? Because I'm interested to see the differences there.
It's just night school. So you've got your subjects. I can't remember. I think there was maybe between 4 or 6.
Yep.
And you would do 6 months, as far as I remember, on each one.
Yes.
And then it would be TAFE twice a week.
Yeah.
You'd have to go 2 hours or 3 hours in the evening after work, and then do that. It's theory. So it's all the standards, understanding it, and then you'd write your exams and get your tickets. So.
Okay, so Plumbing Bros is if you always wanted to have your business and you're a plumber, then it was probably Plumbing Bros was really right on the radar. How did you find it originally? How did you come across it?
I think it would have just at that stage. I mean, this is a while back. I mean, we would have just been an online search, just going through. I mean, I searched for. There was so many different ones online.
Yep.
But Plumbing Bros, I think because of the systems and that stood out, because coming from a business, setting up a business, the systems in the start, if you're just, because that's, tradesmen are known to have systems, just get them.
Just to be on the tools mainly as their folk. Yeah.
The admin, the systems. And from when I started my first business in South Africa, that was the big, as a youngster, you don't have the systems.
That was the hardest part.
Yeah, just figuring it all out and the support, and that's why I like this. I mean, Mitch is not a plumber. Most of the people aren't plumbers. So you've got that support and the systems are in place and the quoting. And I remember my first job I ever did, I got 10 houses when I was in South Africa, and I didn't know what to do. I was like, who's going to help me? My dad was like, shit, I don't know. And my
your dad's in IT, wasn't he?
Yeah.
You won't know.
And I went to the Plumbing Industry Institute, and they weren't much help in South Africa. So and that's where you can go. I had a big job that I had to quote. It was just a couple of days ago.
Yep.
And phoned around and spoke to Joe. Joe said, speak to this person. I spoke to Mitch, and eventually spoke to the guys who own Wagga and Canberra. And within half an hour, they did the quote for me.
So is that collegiate sort of thing?
Yeah,
there
it's just,
with all of,
you know, you speak to each other and
Yeah.
I'm happy to pay them, but we help each other out.
Yeah.
And you have that support. So there's always somebody that can help you.
That's and
Which is
I think a lot of people, because my next question would have been, what did you know about franchising before that? Nothing. A lot of people, I think, miss the collegiate nature of being in a franchise network when they, especially if they haven't been business owners before. And a lot of people say, "Oh, don't worry about a franchise, just do it yourself."
Yeah, people are very wary.
Do it yourself is hard.
Oh, it is.
Do it yourself is hard.
Yeah,
so when you've got a group of people who are doing the same thing, why wouldn't you?
Yeah. And I mean, a lot of people steer you away from franchising. I remember my accountant, when I spoke to him about it, he's like, "Oh, geez." And then a year later, when I spoke to him again, he said, "Geez, they actually delivered on their promises."
Yeah.
And it's worked.
Yep.
Because the growth I had in 1 year, the first year, would never been able to do it on my own.
So why do you think that is? So why do you put that down to having, is it the systems and support or?
The systems support, but also the clients we got, because I got schools contract, I got prisons contract. And if you're a one-man band, you're never going to win that because you don't have the support. So when you're quoting on that stuff or tendering on it, which the head office does, they look at you as a national group.
Yeah.
So you've just got the, you know, that's what they
You
want.
get more power straight away, don't you?
You've got that structure in place. So I think that makes a major, major difference.
Is there much difference between, I mean, when you said prisons there, does that change your approach in anything? I mean, what's it like working in a correctional facility type of thing? Is there other checks and balances you have to go through?
You've just got to be, I mean, you've got to do police checks. You've got clearances and stuff. Your guys have got to, some people are not comfortable working there. But the thing is, it's all about relationships. And as long as you follow the processes of the client, then you're fine. You'll get a lot more work because they're very strict. And a lot of guys go in and try and reinvent the wheel. That's their...
You hear that a lot in franchising. You hear a lot of franchise. I mean, I speak with a lot of franchisors actually, or often, obviously, is the people who, you know, the system's already there and built for you, and people who are trying to reinvent it for some unknown reason when there's already, you know, in some of these
knocked their heads.
Some of these networks have got hundreds of franchise owners doing it anyway, but people want to reinvent the wheel.
Yeah, it's not that complicated.
No.
You just got to, but the thing is, you got to be resilient, like any business.
Yeah.
It's not easy. The first few years, you know, you got to hit the, you know, you got a bottom line. You got to hit. I think the hardest thing is dealing with people, staff, finding the right people.
Is that what you found is the biggest challenge?
It is, but fortunately for me, I've employed so many people over the years and worked with so many people. So if you've got that background, I think that'll get you, like coming from another business and having worked with staff is probably better for you than coming in with a trade license.
Okay, is that right?
I think so.
Knowing how to
run a business, understanding
people,
manage it, understanding financials, all that type of stuff, I think is almost more important than having the trade. Because I think a lot of people go, "Oh, we need the trade." It helps. But if you can get a good master plumber in, but do your checks on that master, don't just, because I think a lot of people come in and they just go, "I need a plumber. I'm just going to take the guy on." But do your checks, be thorough with that first guy. Make sure, get somebody from head office to interview with you, or somebody else to, you know, make sure you're calling the references. Don't just, you know, that's...
A lot of people take a shortcut. A lot of people who buy franchises take a shortcut on references, you know. You could call 10 franchisees, but most people don't. Existing ones, they don't. No. It's just a thing for some reason. So how do you win your business? How do you go out? And do you go out and win your business, or are you relying on local area marketing? Or
I do a lot of it. So we have Joe, one of the owners, who does a lot of the bigger contracts.
Plumbing Bros headquarters, that does national tendery type stuff.
Yeah, he does the big stuff. We do a lot of cold calling, real estates, drop-ins. I do magnet drops.
Got the little
like most trades.
Old school still works.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah.
It's expensive, but it works. You just got to. I stick to basics. Networking, really good.
Yeah.
It took me a while to get into it. But once you're in it, you make some good connections. It's one of the things. I mean, I was Nathan and them are always at me going, "You got to get networking." I was like, "Nah, I don't want to do it. I'm not the social
I don't want
butterfly.
to go to coffee mornings."
Yeah, the social butterfly. But once I got into it, it's really good.
Yeah.
So that's what I would. If someone starts up, I'd say, like I've got my son now does. He was living with me Central Coast for a bit. He was doing sort of door to door for real estate.
Yep.
Worked great. We got a lot of clients like that. He's now moved to Melbourne. He'll be doing cold calling for me. Plus, they've got another person who is your BDM.
Yes.
And he will also be involved in that type of stuff. Then you've got Joe, got me. But it's something you've just got to be consistent with.
That's what Mitch was saying.
Yeah,
he was saying that his lesson probably is he took his foot off the gas. This is a different podcast episode, no doubt, but for those who aren't aware, but he took Mitch here from the Northern Beaches said he took his foot off the gas in lead generation and prospecting and farming for more work because he had a big contract with the government, and you pay the price if that contract starts to fall a little bit and you've taken your foot off the gas of new client acquisition.
Yeah, you and it pays off. It definitely. For this year, I made an effort to just quite a few months before December, just to drop the magnets, drop the flyers. Just see real estate and I probably doubled my turnover from the previous year.
So why do you think that stuff works so much? Is it because you're basically a service that you're always going to get a call when you go, oh my God, that thing there? What's the essential service or that people need something right now, you're going to get that call? Is that in your top of mind? Yeah,
I mean everybody's got a magnet on their fridge, but if you can get we offer a really good service and value for money. Like we're not expensive, I don't think, compared to what other plumbers are. I mean, you hear these stories about plumbers charge. It's robbery.
Because they're after a one-off job, aren't they? And then they're out, they don't care.
Yeah.
So you're after retention, aren't you?
So if someone uses us once, they'll reuse us again.
Yes.
So you just got to be, and it's the same with real estate. They're going to be turning their trades because it's just the way they do. They turn their trades over. And then unfortunately, you can do 1,000 jobs and do one bad job. And
So is it a case of sometimes a property manager might think the grass is greener on the other side, and then you end up getting a call back maybe a year later or something? Yeah.
Or rates change. A $10 an hour rate increase can make a difference.
Yeah.
Because of the one-man vans around, the guys are charging very low rates because there's just one person. So but if you're offering the service and that, you'll win them over.
It's interesting. I think when we spoke off camera, I never thought about it really. The one-man band sort of Joe's Plumbing or something, let's just say, can get away with it, I suppose, to jag some jobs because they've got no overheads, do they? Their overheads are so low. Yeah,
they can charge $100 an hour.
Yeah,
and do a couple of jobs a day, and they'll be fine. Whereas we can't.
Yes.
But we also offer. They don't necessarily offer the service. They don't have the systems.
Yeah, the stability, the reliability,
so you just got to keep at it.
Yeah.
Keep at it, and just you'll win them over. I mean, I've had clients that I've worked on for 2 years to win them over, but just dropping off. Like I say to you guys, like you won't believe how much work 6 cupcakes will get you.
Or coffees you drop in.
Yeah. Well, that's I do.
That's a great line though.
Yeah, I do the cupcakes. I do Uber Eats. Drop them off on a Thursday because the office gets you give them a couple $100 with the Uber Eats, and they love it. So just a little appreciation because one of the owners of a real estate said to me, it's so great that you guys bring this in because nobody says thanks to the agents. Nobody ever comes and says thanks because they work so hard and they deal with so much stuff. Nobody ever says thanks to them. So it's just giving them a coffee run.
You really stand out.
Yeah.
And especially for, I suppose, when people get a job or, get approved by that agency, people can take their foot off the gas about relationship building.
Yeah.
I think I've got that now. We'll keep going. No. So if you keep revisiting and
relationship building is so important.
Yeah.
That's where we've retained clients is you call them, get to know them, You know, not, you know, you speak business for 5 minutes, you talk personal for 5 minutes, get you so far. People
Absolutely.
just, you know,
Have taken the interest in someone.
Yeah. And you know, you don't necessarily have to go meet them,
No.
but it doesn't take much to ask, how's your day? How's your weekend? Do you have kids? You know, it gets you very far, and actually take a genuine interest in it.
Yeah.
And tell them a bit about yourself.
Yeah.
You know, if you
connect at a personal
you don't have
level.
to tell them everything, but just a little bit. You know, if they got kids, you got kids. It gets you so far. You don't have to be. It's not just business. You know. So I mean, I got a client tomorrow, which I'm taking out for a beer because we've built a really good relationship. So and he'll push all the work he can to me.
Yeah, it makes it very sticky.
And he's honest with me.
Yeah.
As well.
Yeah.
When you know, you have that honesty.
And I suppose when you've got a relationship like that, when something doesn't go quite right, it's a very different conversation than it would be if you have no contact with them.
No, they don't. They don't just kick you off. They'll advise you, and you take it on as a training, which it is.
Yeah.
And because the thing is, what I say to people, you can't do. It's impossible to do thousands of jobs a year and not have
something go wrong.
Absolutely,
I totally
it's just
agree.
we're human, and it's never anything major, but people overreact, unfortunately.
Yeah. So with your growth, so you got Central Coast 3 years ago, and when did you add on Newcastle?
Newcastle was just last year.
Yep.
So just to increase the turnover, it's right next door. We were working in the area.
Makes sense.
A lot of our clients are up there anyway.
Yeah.
So just took it on.
And what was the process with doing that with Plumbing Bros franchisor? Was that an
It's
easy
pretty
conversation?
simple, yeah. As long as they're happy with what your performance is in the area. And I guess it's about, you know, you got to be able to work together. So if they're happy with your performance and you're easy enough to work and they can see growth, and I mean you sell your business plan, then
that this is how you're going to do it. Yeah.
And it makes sense. So it was just a no-brainer for me to move into that.
I can imagine knowing the geographical locations like that would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, like Mitch, I mean, he's set up pretty well, Sydney.
Yeah.
You know, he can spread his wings. There's a lot of work here. And the thing is, Central Coast it's a big area. So
and growing.
Yeah.
Growing fast.
Yeah. So but it's been good.
So what do you see as we wrap up? What's the next couple of years look like? Are you looking? Is there another territory region to potentially acquire in that area, or what's
for me? It's just I just want to build the two areas to get to like the 350,000-400,000 turnover a month. So I've got a vision of how I want to set my plumbers up.
Yep.
How much they need to do per month, and and then from there just get that growth, and then go from there, and then just try and expand and try and be the preferred plumber in the area. Yeah, because there's a lot of plumbers, but bad reviews. Yeah, even though if you look on Google, they don't.
Google reviews, yeah.
I mean,
people are ruthless. They don't give you much of a chance. What size team do you need for that? So 350, 400K a month. Is that plumber, head office?
Me personally, the way I want to set it up is 40 grand per plumber. So 4 plumbers, 160.
Yep.
With 1 master plumber overseeing them.
Oversees that. Yeah. Signs off on that? Is that how it works?
So he will manage them, do the quotes, do the checks, do the audits, do the daily checks on their invoicing, their jobs. I mean.
Yep.
And then just fine tune the things so that the admin can send on the invoicing. So for me, that is on 4 plumbers, my break even is 100. So if I can do 160, I can afford a plumber, pay them good wages, because I think that's important.
Look after them, yeah.
Yeah, bonuses.
Yep.
This industry, guys like to work on bonuses. And everybody makes a bit of money.
Yep, and everyone's happy.
Yeah. So that's, I'm not in, I mean, we all want to, we're in the business to make money, but it's very, very important that your staff are happy. But
you want to make money, but you can't make that decent money without the team being very happy, can you?
That's why all these big businesses succeed, is because they look after their management and then your staff. I mean, unfortunately, it's human nature. You're never going to keep everyone happy.
No, and people will always
Yeah.
see an extra 5% bump somewhere else and go straight for it.
Yeah.
People can be short-sighted, can't they?
Yeah.
Sometimes. Just depends on the person.
So that's my Newcastle and Central Coast, 2 separate areas. That's the minimum I want.
Yep.
And then from there, we'll keep going. So,
Okay, well, maybe we'll check back in for another podcast in 18 months, 2 years' time and see how you're going with it, mate. It'd be great. Thanks for joining us and telling your story. Thanks, William.
It's been great.
Thanks, mate.
Awesome. Thanks.
And that's it for another one of the Franchise Everything podcast. Hope you got a lot out of this one. We'll catch you in the next one soon.